Good afternoon, everybody. It's nice to be in Ireland. It's not my first time. I don't know, maybe it's my 10th or 11th time. I'm coming from northwest Croatia, a small country in the southeast of Europe, very similar to Ireland in many aspects. So, yeah, small country fighting the economic crisis. There are more Croats living outside of Croatia than in Croatia. We are just at the beginning of many things in sustainable energy area, and that I think make a good partnership. So we were asked some 6 years or 7 years ago to join the SURF project, actually, to write a socio-economic package, and we was, well, happy to take the challenge. And well, we in Croatia say that the world can be changed only by the crazy people who think they can change the world. And I think you, better to say us, change the world a little bit. And well, congratulations again to all of you in the room, to all SURF partners. I think we did a great job. So at the beginning, when we were writing the socio-economic work package, the right question was what socio-economic is actually. So it's all about people. It's people, people, and people. And well, we did a lot of different analysis and a lot of different studies within the work package. Today we are going to tell you a little bit more about people and economy. So we will look about financial results, some of the financial results, and I'm happy to present this paper, this presentation, on behalf of my colleagues who mainly stayed back home. But anyway, I was supervising their work, and I hope to be able to answer any of your questions. So the objective was to evaluate financial benefits from energy retrofitting measures. It was very clear that the quality of life will be increased when you retrofit your house. But the right question was that useful from financial point of view? And this is the reality we all need to face. It's all about money today, I'm sorry to say. So we did that economic analysis. We analyzed key financial parameters like financial savings, discounted payback periods, net present values, internal rates of return of the investments, and many other things. So it's all numbers, and I was introducing people at the beginning. So I will try to make that link between numbers and people in the presentation. Some key details of the SUR region, which you probably are familiar more than me. It's the region with a strong agricultural database. It's well, here are the numbers and percentages of owners occupied homes, private households, and as you can see, we have here a lot of older houses which are of course less energy efficient, and we have the fact, which is true for this area, but also for my country and for many other countries, that low-income households tend to occupy more inefficient older buildings, and we can speak about fuel poverty, which is an issue in view of rising fuel prices, which is more and more important. So this is how it looks when you compare SURF region with the island. And this is some specifics again in terms of fuel sources used for heating purposes. This is quite different from the national average here in SURF. And obviously, well, we do not have cheap fossil fuel sources here. We have a lack of connection to natural gas pipeline network. And this is, of course, a chance for renewable energy sources. So when you take a look at this pie, so you can see that the oil is, or has been at least, a dominant source of energy. So these are permanent private households by central heating. And that all brings you to the conclusion that SURF region is actually a very good candidate to introduce energy efficiency and renewable energy measures here. So we are in a good position to start our work. So let's take a look now what we did. Well, you heard about grant schemes in the morning, which were offered to the SURF residents here, to the region. At one point of the project, we had a challenge because the national government introduced a national home energy saving scheme, and it was a challenge to make both grants available to the residents of the Sur region, which was possible at the end, which was very good. What we did, again, we heard a lot, and some of you, well, are or were directly involved, so that were your houses actually. So a lot of retrofitting measures were implemented here, and of course a lot of renewable energy sources were implemented as well. I was surprised with the fact that biomass consumption rose by more than 13%. I heard that data yesterday, this morning, sorry. So that was some of the specific eligibility requirements, as you know probably. Well, the building had to be built before 2006, at least 100 square meters building size, and some others which made the application eligible to get the support from SURF project. So the economic analysis, finally, what we did personally back home and here. So we analyzed actually all, but well, we struggle a little bit with some data collection. So the results presented here are on 318 buildings, which have been analyzed, which is very good. So we analyzed total investment costs of 2.45 million euros and 1.01 million euros of SURF and national grant funds awarded. An impressive energy saving has been achieved, 45%. And well, from my experience back home and in other countries of Europe, it's really impressive number. So well done again to all involved. So again, what we did, we monitored standard evaluation indicators like net present value, like discounted payback period, internal rate of return, and of course financial indicators varied significantly depending on the type of retrofitting investment. A general conclusion can be that financial results were better than average for usual renewable energy sources, rational use of energy type of investments. Well, why that results were so good? I will show you the results in a minute, but in the meantime, that good results can be attributed to high energy savings, of course, high fuel prices, mostly kerosene, so we were quite lucky because of the high prices which happened in the meantime, and of course a large share of grant funding. So an average discounted payback period of investment was 5 years compared with 12.5 years, which would be without grant funding. So then, well, this is very obvious what is the benefit of the project and how the SURF project made a difference. A lot of sensitivity analysis has been done. But again, due to a large share of grant funding, investments were mostly insensitive to price changes. Well, let us take a look a little bit more on what happens. So we have good numbers. We achieved energy savings. We achieved good investment rate, return of investment rate. But there should be more to conclude. So, well, when we were observing the origin of funding, the taxation and location of the companies that performed all the measures which were implemented and described, we got two surprising results. We had low level of bank funding, and we had a very solid share of local companies. Let me give you the details. At the end, we got own funding of 81%, and that was very surprising result, ladies and gentlemen. What does it really mean? That means that the people like you and me, we took our own money from the bank or from the pocket or from behind the bed, and we financed some real work on our houses. that has tremendous impact on the local economy, and I think also on the national economy. This is the best anti-recession step you can have in the economy. So you actually mobilized a lot of money which was somewhere totally inactive in the bank or back home. So this is the structure of source of non-grant investment, which I think it's very good news for a local community, for a local economy, and for the SERV project. Again, well, SERV is a relatively small region, and well, we all know this is, well, it's not a political region, it's a region created for the project. And it was interesting to see that 35% of companies that performed rational use energy measures were coming actually from SERV. So it's a very local people working here in their neighborhood, well, earning the money, and that money is then, and nowadays also, is circulating again and again. So that's very good result. It's a little bit different with companies that installed renewable energy equipment, which bring us to the conclusion that renewable energy, well, it's the area where we need to educate local companies a little bit more. But again, 27% for such a small region is very good. What else did we conclude? So we don't have local taxes here. You know that probably better than me. That could be a major influence on the fiscal outlook for local governments with large-scale projects like SERV. So this is one point to think about it in the future. This is a political question, of course, and well, I'm definitely not the right person to analyze political situation in Ireland, but well, it is a point to think about it. We had, as I told you, very low level of bank funding, which means that households have kept most of the financial gains from energy savings to themselves. So it was not an interest rate which needs to be paid to the bank. And again, that affected the overall success very much, I think. With such a high amount of grant funding, so it's 3 times the taxes paid, that means, again, that financial input to the region is very significant. So again, this is a good news for a local economy and the communities involved, and this is maybe a good result to be shown to the other regions and local communities in Ireland and even all around Europe, why projects like SERV are such a good idea. To conclude, I think that the financial results at the end are even better than we expected. It's obviously that sustainable energy projects have high potential to make a positive changes in economic development of rural areas. This is all what we've been telling people in theory for years. And well, I working with Tipperary Institute from 1999, I think. I started with Kevin on island of Lemnos in Greece, and this is how it goes. But obviously now we have realistic numbers and to show and good conclusions to be used for future projects development. It's obviously that grant support is necessary to make the investment more attractive. We knew that, of course, to citizens, and to mitigate that potential price and performance risk. And again, the key of sustainable energy, regardless is it retrofitting or renewable energy, is to involve local companies. And this is a good news for the SERV region, and this is, well, obviously what the whole Europe is trying to do, to mobilize and to develop the workforce and to build up skills of local companies, and this is the way to go, and this is the basis for a future development in this area. Thank you very much for your attention. I was very happy to be able to present that to you this afternoon.